we haven't mentioned yet, Forza Horizon 4. That's right, very excited for this title.
Yeah, me as well. I'm excited to see how the seasons pan out. I'm excited to see a lot from this game. But for a little reveal of our own, let's go to Forza fanatic Graham Boyd, who is standing by with some very special guests.
Forza fanatic, I like that. Thank you, Ethan and Josh, looking good, boys. I am delighted to be here with you on the Mixer booth live. I'm especially delighted because I'm joined here by Andy Thomas from McLaren Automotive for a very special reveal. Andy, how are you, mate?
We're really excited, Graham. Thanks for having us. This is the North American debut of the McLaren Senna right here at the Microsoft Mixer booth.
That's right. You can see it under the covers here behind us. Looks absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for bringing it along with you.
Oh, thank you. And you know, the McLaren Senna challenges the impossible, just like Ayrton himself. And it's the greatest personification of our DNA wrapped up in this car. And it brings the union between the car and the driver all into one. And this car was designed as a track car, but it's approved for the road, and it's going to be rated home on Forza Horizon 4.
That's right. Now, you've seen it in the trailer. You might have seen some Forza Horizon 4 gameplay footage with the Senna in it already. I think it's time for us to see it in the flesh. What do you think, everyone? Yeah? Yeah? All right, let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a look. This is the McLaren Senna, absolutely gorgeous. Andy, come in here and talk to me about the design philosophy behind this car.
Well, it truly is form over function in this car. Emphasis on lightweight aerodynamics, and then the aerodynamic part is obvious from just looking at the car. The air obviously pulls over the front of the car. You have active aerodynamics, the orange flaps in the front. They work together with the huge rear wing to provide 800 kilograms of downforce. And this is 40% more downforce than what you have in the McLaren P1, which was at its extreme. And as we know, the greater the downforce, the better the handling of the car. And this is before we even get to the powertrain, which is 800 PS and 800 Newton meters of torque. So you think the three 800s are describe this car to a T.
Wonderful. Now this is, of course, it's named after Ayrton Senna, one of the most wonderful drivers the world has ever seen. And a huge thank you to the Senna Group and Bianca Senna for being here to help us unveil it today. Ayrton himself was a driver who really took things to the extreme, and sometimes beyond the extreme. That was his real power. This is an incredible tribute to the man and to the driver, right?
It is, and you know, that was a big challenge because we had a lot to live up to. Ayrton is known as being extremely technical. He knew the car and knew the inputs of the car maybe better than any other race driver that's ever driven in Formula One. And so we've taken those things and that persona and his ethos, and it's all brought together in this car.
And I want to talk to me a little bit about the back end of this car, because that is getting so much attention. It's absolutely beautiful. Tell me about this incredible wing we see here.
The wing is essential to the handling of the car, and that it's hydraulically activated. It weighs just around 10 pounds, but it can support up to 100 times its weight in force. So when the car is going down a track at speed, you'll see in a video the wing and the active aerodynamics in the front are moving all the time to keep the pressure on the car evenly as it goes through the turns. And part of that is when you come in this car, every article you read, you can brake extremely late into a turn, which means you're getting more speed. And that's the thing that is probably second on the list, are the brakes and how incredible the design is on them.
That's right. So it makes it the perfect car for Forza Horizon 4 for tearing around the countryside of Great Britain, right?
Oh yes, and it's fantastic. The game is great. And it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody to play.
Wonderful. Well, there you go. There's the McLaren Senna. You have seen it in the flesh. You've seen it in the game itself. We actually have Forza Horizon 4 running here. Andy, why don't we walk over this way and we'll take a look at Forza Horizon 4 itself. Now, this is Forza Horizon 4 running in a sled. Come with me, Mr. Cameraman. Let's head over this way. I want to show you this sled over here. Now, this is a fully hydraulic sled running Forza Horizon 4 with an incredible screen in front of it, amazing sound system. Andy, you've had the chance to play this, right? How did you get on?
I did. I got on pretty good. I cracked the windshield, but I made it out.
Cracked the windshield. That sounds like an insurance ouchie.
Yes, it does. I got a little wide on one of the turns. But the game is sensational. It gives you the true sensation of the speed when you're behind the wheel of the car.
Fantastic. Well, here you go. Like, I've had the chance to play this as well. I actually, I'll let you into a little secret. I was lucky enough to go to Turn 10 a few weeks back and play this early. It is absolutely incredible. I mean, this is an amazing game. When you play it on this sled, it is a different level altogether. So there's the Senna in the game. Tell me about, how does the Senna actually feel to drive in the game?
Well, in the game, and especially on this rig, you just feel every movement of the car on the road. And whenever there's an undulation or a hill, you feel the lift and the car come back down to the ground. The sensation of the speed is really true to form.
There you go. And this car is all about just, this is the closest thing you're going to get to a track car on the road, right? So this is real brutal track power, yeah?
It is. This is basically a street legal race car. So, and that's what it was designed to do at its best, and then you can still take it to the track.
All right, let's step in here a little bit. And let's take a little look and see how we're getting on in here. How are you finding it, sir?
Oh, aerodynamics are amazing. So good handling.
Well, you look like you're handling it all right. I feel like I'd like to distract you a little bit more and see if we can get you off the corner here. What did you have for breakfast?
Yeah, I've had a little bit of practice.
We actually play soccer together, mate, as well, don't we? So that's funny. I'll see you next week. All right, Andy, thank you so much, mate. Any last words about the Senna? Thank you so much for bringing it today.
Thank you for having us. It's an incredible car, and it was a real honor to be here at E3 to launch it.
All right, wonderful. There you go, everyone. That is the first North American reveal of the McLaren Senna. We did it right here for you on Watch Mixer. And, of course, we've got tons more on Forza Horizon 4 all this week. If you are around E3, if you can make it down here, I highly recommend that you try and play it on the sled. It is another class altogether.